Hello YouTubers and welcome to another episode of the vlogs. Today we're getting back on the water, but this time it's not in a single, it's in a double. And I know I've been in a double once before, but I can't exactly remember when it was. It was at least 4 or 5 years ago, at least. And I can remember it not being absolutely fantastic. So now what we're going to do is drive to the boathouse, get into the double and see how we get on this morning with the not so great weather. Unfortunately, the rain is back, the wind is back, but we're going to get on the water because remember, rowing is a rowing sport and it does happen outside. Oh yeah! And we've made it to the rowing club to get out onto the water. The rain has decided to continue and not stop, so luckily got some multiple layers to wear while we're on the water to keep ourselves warm, but also trying to, I don't know, this could be a complex one, row full slide today, so hopefully be able to keep ourselves warm just by moving. It will be a challenge, but we'll soon see if we can get to it. But the idea with going into the double is to speed up the process, speed up the improvement curve on, or in sculling rather than only singling. But the water has been very high over the last few days, hence why not being on the water at the beginning of the week. But the water is looking quick, looking high, and it's raining. And we just wanted to get onto the water this week, but we've got other boats out there as well that we'll hopefully go see. But now it's time to get onto the water over there. Oh yeah! And we've made it off the water post rowing on the water today in the double. Pretty good session of improvement, and with Charlie in bow just trying to make us not fall in, it makes it a little bit easier for me to not fall in and also improve, or make it easier to improve the technique, or at least feel like, so I feel like I know, or I've seen enough sculling, I know what to do, but my body is like, what? Like, so putting my hands out to go out to sort of the square, it's like, okay, let's square now, and then my hand will be doing something different than being told. But that's all a case of practice, muscle memory, getting the body into the autonomous zone rather than the not that one. But now, as always after a session, we've got to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel, and very exciting to be on the water in the morning in a boat that I haven't been in. Well, I've never been in that boat specifically, and I've not been in, like I said, in a double for many years. And it looks like the water, apart from today, hopefully, fingers crossed, the water, the weather will all improve so we can continue to get out more often and actually do the rowing, because remember, rowing is a rowing sport. But now it's time to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel. Yam. And Yam has turned into Husky Max, and Max has turned into a Great Dane. But we've got our food to fuel up post-session. Lovely chicken rice, a little bit of pesto on the chicken. But we're going to analyse the footage from this morning's paddle and see if we can sort of double down on the improvements of the sculling. Oh yeah. And we have finished the analysing for right now. So what we did, put the data from the session there as Max gets in the way, put the video on the laptop, connected to the TV, watched some of what we were doing and seeing kind of what we think we could do better to help make the boat go faster. But you've already seen it, so let me know in the comments below what you think of what we could do to improve. But we're also putting some rowing on the television, some sculling on the TV to see, okay, if that's what world-class sculling looks like, what are the differences, what we can improve on, and what we can change to get closer to that. But obviously, everyone's their own individual and they can kind of row in their own way. But at the same time, I do have to improve on a lot of things. But we're fueled up, we're ready to go for the rest of the day. But first things first, we've got to get some energy out of the puppies. So we're going to go outside, walk them puppies. So let's get a little bit of a walking montage, are you? And we've made it back inside post-walk. I know I said earlier about the weather perhaps getting better, but today it doesn't seem like it is. So we're going to continue recovering indoors, keep watching some wonderful research, do some market research on generally sculling and making sure that what I think I need to do is what I should be trying to do in the boat. But a little bit of recovery, very important. People have been asking how long you should spend between sessions recovering, and obviously it can be dictated by work, school, or other commitments. But if you, basically it can depend. Sometimes you can do a session with an hour, 2 hours in between. If they're sort of lower intensities, if the sessions are higher intensities, then it can mean that you probably need a bit more time in between to recover properly and be able to hit the sessions hard and do the proper zones. But again, like I mentioned previously about training on your own, about the intensity levels being right for you, if you're able to have those intensity levels right, then you should in theory be able to hit each workout. Say you had an easy session and a hard session, you don't want that easy session to make the hard session harder because you're tired from the easy session. You just want that easy session to be easy. If hopefully that does make sense. But like I said, recovery time, rowing, watching on the Tube de You, and chilling out until we get to go to the gym for another workout. Oh yeah. And we've finished with the recovery post rowing, post dog walking, post eating. And now it's time to get to the gym and, like I've been talking about, working on those legs, because that's one of the things this block is all about, getting the leg strength up. Because I didn't really talk about this in the 2K in Paris, or at least the training previous to Paris. One of the limiting factors wasn't necessarily the lungs, which we are working on through this block, but the muscular endurance and the strength aspect. So I finished the 2K itself thinking, that's why I was able to still stand, still keep going, or at least how I feel. My legs couldn't push anymore, whereas my muscles, my legs were dying. But that's kind of what we're working on this block, like I've been sort of mentioning. And obviously it's not just as simple as, oh, work on strength, that will improve. But that's kind of where our focus is now. But now let's get to the gym and make the legs cry. Oh yeah. And we have finished the weights session. Certainly allowed the legs, or gave the legs the opportunity to have a little cry. Working pretty hard on pushing the legs in the weights room. And I think I'll talk about that, not tomorrow because there's a plan tomorrow, but I'll talk about that at some point in the next few days. So remember to stay subscribed for not only the change of weights, but the change of the training program. How it is a bit different to what we initially thought we would do. So I spoke about doing certain types and certain amounts of training, and we've just adjusted that slightly to be better for me. But like I said, I'll talk about that in another video soon. But really feeling like I'm making some good progress in the weights room, which is then feeding into the rowing, and not just on the water but on the machine, where I feel like getting stronger means, or feels like I can do the same stroke but easier. And that's kind of the whole point of doing weights, at least in my eyes, is you can produce the same amount of watts easier, so therefore being able to do it for longer, or do higher watts for the same effort that you used to be doing. But that's, again, I've spoken about that before, about weights for rowing or weights for different types of exercise, and that will be it for today's episode. Yam Squad, hopefully you enjoyed it. Really excited to get in the double with Charlie, not the pair. Used to being in the pair. For those of you that don't know, I'm a very sweep orientated athlete, as I've swept for pretty much my entire rowing career, interspersed with small bits of sculling, but nothing too big. This is pretty much the beginning of my sculling, and hopefully you can enjoy my journey through essentially learning how to scull. Not starting from scratch, but starting from a very low level. Tomorrow we have a pretty exciting workout planned. It's going to be absolutely heinous. It's involving the World Indoor Sprints workout as well as something else, because we didn't want to give up a certain workout, but we also wanted to do the virtual World Indoor Sprints. So tomorrow I'm anticipating being in a lot of pain because of that workout, but that's for future Yam Squad again to look forward to. So stay tuned for the lovely Friday workout. And as always, Yam Squad, remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode.